Is Bryce Pickford about to become the steal of the 2025 draft class? A defenseman with video game offensive numbers who could transform Montreal's blue line for the next decade? While the fan base dreams about acquiring NHL superstars, the future of the Montreal Canadiens is being written in permanent ink across junior hockey leagues. On Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025, Eric Engels from Sportsnet confirmed that management is finalizing an entry-level contract with defenseman Bryce Pickford. If you don't know the name, remember it now. Pickford isn't an ordinary defenseman. He's a statistical anomaly, an offensive rover who's destroying the Western Hockey League with numbers we haven't seen in decades from someone in his position. The decision to sign him now, during the Christmas break, is a massive vote of confidence from Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton, and it's easy to understand why. Pickford, captain of the Medicine Hat Tigers, has transformed himself into a game-deciding machine. His recent statistics seem almost fictional. He scored the game-winning goal in 5 consecutive games. In a team sport like hockey, a defenseman accomplishing that is virtually unprecedented. Let's dissect what's happening in Medicine Hat, because the numbers are genuinely remarkable. In 31 games, he has 25 goals and 44 points. Most offensive defensemen dream about 15 goals in an entire season. Pickford is 25 before New Year's Day. The consistency is staggering. He's scored in 6 consecutive games and recorded points in 8 straight. But the 5 consecutive game winners demonstrates he's not scoring empty net goals and blowouts. He's scoring the goals that win hockey games, the clutch moments that define seasons. Physically, he's not small either. At 6'1" and 182 pounds, he plays a heavy game with 37 penalty minutes. He's not afraid to impose his will. He's a complete player, not just an offensive specialist who gets exposed offensively. The story of Bryce Pickford is one of resilience and vindication. He was ignored in the 2024 draft, his first year of eligibility. Scouts worried about his skating and defensive positioning. Those are legitimate concerns for a young defenseman. But the Canadiens used the 81st overall pick, a third-round selection, in the 2025 draft to bring him in. It looked like a depth gamble at the time. 6 months later, he looks like a first-round pick. He generates infiltration shots and scoring chances at an incomparable rate for a defenseman. Defensive lapses still exist. He takes risks, but the offensive production compensates for any mistakes. You can't talk about the Medicine Hat Tigers without mentioning Gavin McKenna, the young prodigy being projected as the next face of the NHL heading into the 2026 draft. Playing alongside McKenna helps? Absolutely. But being the team captain and leading the defense in goals shows that Pickford isn't a passenger. He's the engine. They won the WHL championship last year, and now they're chasing the Memorial Cup. The Habs are ensuring that the leader of that team becomes theirs. By signing the entry-level contract now, Montreal guarantees his rights for 3 years. He'll likely finish this season in the WHL unless AHL rules change for 19-year-olds, as some have speculated. But the organization has secured his future. He joins Lane Hudson, David Reinbacher, and Noah Dobson as proof that Montreal's defenseman factory is operating at full capacity. This isn't a one-off success story. This is organizational depth at the position. Remember when Jeff Gorton talked about the organization having ammunition and a deep prospect pool? Bryce Pickford is exactly what he was referencing. The Habs aren't just acquiring veterans and trading for established stars. They're building through the draft and developing elite young talent. Pickford represents the future of Montreal's blue line, a rare breed of defenseman who can generate offense at an elite level while still providing defensive value. if he can polish his skating and defensive positioning. And there's no reason to believe he can't given his work ethic and intelligence. The Canadiens might have found their own version of a Dustin Byfuglian or Brent Burns in the third round. A defenseman who scores like an elite forward is a weapon. A defenseman who scores like an elite forward and plays solid defense is a franchise cornerstone. Bryce Pickford might not play at the Bell Center tomorrow, but he's the type of prospect that leaves the fan base genuinely excited about the future. While Kent Hughes is making blockbuster trades for veterans and established stars, the organization is simultaneously building to the draft and developing young talent. That's how you create sustained success. That's how you build dynasties. The present is exciting with Danault back, Kyrou and Binnington potentially on the way, and the roster taking shape. But the future is equally bright, filled with young stars like Demidov, Slavkovsky, Hudson, and now Pickford. Tuesday brought another reason to believe that Montreal's rebuild is on track and accelerating. What do you think about Bryce Pickford's potential? Should the Canadiens be aggressive about bringing him to North America sooner rather than later? Or should they let him develop in the WHL? Do you think a defenseman who scores like an elite forward can succeed in the NHL? Or will he struggle defensively at the highest level? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that like button if you're excited about Montreal's future both now and in the years to come. But maybe the real answer has been staring him in the face all along. Maybe the solution isn't on the blue line, it's on the wing. Maybe what this team needs isn't another defenseman. It's a legitimate power forward who can stand shoulder to shoulder with Austin Matthews and help carry the offensive load. If Treliving closes his deal, the Leafs stop being a one-man team and return to having a legitimately scary top six. It's the adrenaline injection necessary to transform a team with 15 wins into a real championship contender. It's the move that finally answers a question that's haunted Toronto since Marner left. Who's going to move the puck for Austin Matthews? The answer is Alex Touch. So here's the question for Leafs Nation. Is Alex Touch finally the offensive solution that Toronto has been desperately searching for? Or should Brad Treliving continue focusing on defensive acquisitions? Would you trade a first-round pick and a prospect to bring Touch to Toronto? Or would you prefer to target someone else? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hit that like button if you want more coverage of potential offensive acquisitions and strategic moves that could transform this team. Because right now, the Maple Leafs have a chance to pivot from defense-first thinking to offense-first thinking. And Alex Touch might be the catalyst that makes it happen.